You may not think that there's differences in types of Bermuda grass, but Alex, there really are when it comes to Bermuda grass production.
Yeah, that's true. Not all Bermuda grass are the same. That is a common mistake that people think that, well, it's just Bermuda grass. That's not the case. We have different varieties of Bermuda grass. And mainly the varieties are divided in two main groups. This is genetic.
Okay.
The grazing type is much closer to the common Bermuda grass, where they were naturally in Africa. They were shorter and they have a better sod formation, more runners. It's gonna be growing steady, like through the season, and also there is more growing points. So as the animal go grazing, more and new leaves are coming all the time. Now, when you have a haying type, that's pretty much the Bermuda grasses that in the past decades were tweaked to has less sod production, and so it's going to produce more leaves and the stems. So you can go there and hay and cut at once.
Are producers able to graze a haying type of Bermuda grass?
Yeah, I mean, it's not prohibitive
Right.
to hay a grazing type or vice versa, but keep in mind that they were not developed for that specific task. For instance, when you are going to be haying a grazing type, expect that in each cut you are going to be harvesting less,
Right.
and perhaps you need to have 4 or 5 harvests, cuts, rather than 3. Now, when we talk on grazing a haying type, well, remember, it forms a much sparse, has less sod.
Right.
So what happens is there is less growing points, and also it's not too much aggressive in tolerating the roofing of the animals. Therefore, when we are grazing it, you need to graze and leave a higher stubble height.
Yeah.
Otherwise, those plants may start to suffer if you go too low on the stubble height.
Let's actually go take a look at some of this different types of Bermuda grass here.
Right.
This one being the haying type, what are we going to see as far as average height on this?
Okay, as you can see here, we have kind of subplots inside of this big plot, right? What I had done here is different nitrogen rates, okay? I have different amount of nitrogen that I had applied, even in the Midland 99 as in the green field.
Right.
And it's nice to see how both of them, within their genetic potential, they respond to nitrogen fertilization.
Okay.
For instance, this first one, I just placed 50 pounds of nitrogen. That is about 110 pounds of urea. And you can see here that we have about 4 inches of forage here, right? Now, look what happened as we progress, and we have here 100, 150, and then 200.
Wow.
You can see that here I am about 7 inches of production. This is exactly what nitrogen fertilization can do for you if all the other nutrients and the soil pH is correct. Even, I don't know if it's possible to see, but this plot is greener than that one.
Yeah.
That means that I'm very comfortable to say that even though we have a higher production, we also gonna have higher crude protein here. So it's a win-win situation.
Especially when grazing cattle versus, you know, a haying situation where you...
Exactly, exactly. Now, you can see the same pattern when we go to the Midland 99.
Okay.
Of course, the genetic potential of those plants on height,
Right.
it's much higher. But as you can see closer, look how much sparse.
Right.
You have not a very good sod, and even look, some weeds will pop up.
Right.
See? Now, here is the 50 pounds of nitrogen, 110 of urea. And here, look, we have about 7 to 6 inches, right? Now, if we progress and we reach the 200, you can see that here we are gonna have about 12 inches.
Okay.
So, for you see that it's always important to have the right Bermuda grass, choose the right Bermuda grass variety for your use, and also have a very good fertilization program.